In this vodcast, I'll explain key theory in the management of sports organizations using Borussia Dortmund as a case study. The theories I'll be applying are structure, change, and culture. A brief overview. First, I'll talk about the club, including club record, then the structure, then change, including the triggers for change, and BVB accepting change, then the culture, the echte Liebe, and finally recommendations. A brief club history. Up until the 1990s, the city of Dortmund, part of the Ruhr area, was Germany's old industrial heart, dominated by the steel company Hirsch and a vast amount of breweries. With globalization came the end of Dortmund's two biggest industries. In 2004, a Chinese company dismantled the Westfalenhütte site and rebuilt it in the Far East. The Westfalenhütte is where the club's heart still beats, stretching from the Borsigplatz, Dortmund's Walk of Fame, to the Signal Iduna Park Stadium, widely called the Westfalenstadion by club's fans. Mid-1990s saw Dortmund win back-to-back titles, the first German side to win the Champions League in 1997. 2000 they created the iconic Südtribüne, also known as the Yellow Wall, and won their first title in 6 years in the 2001-2002 season. Dortmund have the biggest stadium in Germany, yet financial crisis hits. It sold onto the property fund. They also end up selling their best players. In 2005, the club is on the brink of bankruptcy, but saved by the investor of the Mulsaris Fund. And a new hierarchy comes in with CEO Hans-Joachim Watzke and Reinhard Raubel. End of 2005, naming rights are sold to Signal Iduna. In 2007, they're battling relegation. In 2009, with the arrival of manager Klopp, who brought in unknown players, thousands of fans worldwide saw an exciting young team with a highly motivated coach playing attractive football. Since then, BVB and its Südtribüne has become a place of pilgrimage for football fans worldwide. A brief overview of the club record. Dortmund won the German Championship Bundesliga 8 times. They're 4 times DFB Pokal winners, lately 2016-17 season, 5 times DFB DFL Super Cup winners, and won the UEFA Champions League once. Moving on to structure. Structure is vital for understanding how organizations operate. Buyers et al. State that there are 3 components that organization theorists have identified as compromising the structure of an organization, and these are complexity, formalization, and centralization. Complexity, how diverse the organization is the extent to which an organization is differentiated either horizontally or vertically. Formalization, the extent to which there are formal rules and procedures in an organization, for example, job descriptions, operating manuals, policies. High formalization means a lot of rules, regulations, and less discretion. Centralization refers to the extent to which decision-making occurs at the top of an organization. In a decentralized organization, decision-making is delegated to lower levels or throughout the organization. A centralized structure is one where decisions are taken from the top of an organization. This applies to how Dortmund operates. I'll go into more detail when I discuss the management structure of Borussia Dortmund. Taking a look at the company, Borussia Dortmund GmbH & Co. KGaA, also referred to as a company, is one of the strongest brands in international football with one of the highest average number of spectators in Europe. In October 2000, Borussia Dortmund became the first football club in Germany to go public at the stock exchange, and today is listed in the General Standard of Deutsche Börse AG, the German stock exchange. The legal structure of Borussia Dortmund was designed to ensure a tight legal connection remained between the club and the company. Management and representation of a company are incumbent upon the general partner, Borussia Dortmund Geschäftsführung GmbH. The graphic displayed on your screen illustrates the structures and responsibilities among BVB. Borussia 09 e.V. Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund GmbH & Co. KGaA, and Borussia Dortmund Geschäftsführung GmbH. The GmbH is represented by the managing directors Hans-Joachim Watzke and Thomas Tress. Its sole partner is BV Borussia 09 e.V. Dortmund, which is represented by its management board, consisting of a president Dr. Reinhard Raubel, his proxy Gerd Pieper, and the treasurer Dr. Reinhard Lunow. The rights and duties of the Supervisory Board of Borussia Dortmund GmbH & Co. KGaA elected by the annual general meeting, are limited. The following figure displays the management structure of a football club. There are 6 independent areas of responsibility that fall below the 3 management levels. Hans-Joachim Watzke, who was appointed chairman in 2006, is responsible for sport, communications and human resources. Thomas Tress, the second managing director, oversees organisation and finance and facilities. Carsten Kramer was appointed director of sales and marketing in 2010 and then became Dortmund's third managing director in 2018. Together, the board of directors and their management team have an ultimate goal of maximising shareholder value. The structure is very horizontal, where the power filters down to management. Decision-making occurs at the top of an organisation, and therefore making the structure of BVB very centralised. Moving on to change. Buyers et al. State that change is paradoxical. Managers prefer organisations that are stable, yet they must respond to changes that affect the organisation. Change can occur in different areas of an organisation, for example in its product services it offers, and the people that work for the organisation, and the technology it uses, or in its structure and systems. Like any other organisation, sports organisations do not like change. Change may be resisted because the culture of organisation may counteract the alterations that are proposed. Managers and employees may not want to change if a change results in them having less power. On the other hand, if they think change will bring them more power, those people will favour the change. The club overcame change recently, yet it took them a couple of seasons. By 2010, Borussia Dortmund, with their former manager Jürgen Klopp, had become a big name in European football. The club overtook Bayern domestically and were renowned for their phrase echte Liebe, real love. Yet losing the Champions League final in 2013, Dortmund plateaued. And Bayern overtook them again domestically, also taking their existing players, such as Götze and Lewandowski. Others left too. Dortmund hit a rough patch. The club reached cup finals but have not challenged Bayern in the league since 2012. Their coach Thomas Tuchel was sacked in the 16-17 season due to disagreements with the management. Following, during the 2017-18 season, Dortmund had 2 coaches, were knocked out of the Champions League, and only just about qualified for the Champions League through goal difference. Low performance and morale triggered change. But how have Dortmund adapted to change? Dortmund have overcome this bad period by building on what they have been doing in the past, utilising homegrown talent and bringing in younger players that are able to identify with the club and have a lot of quality and able to produce the exciting football the club is renowned for. Dortmund are renowned for being a breeding ground for young talent. This can be seen in Dortmund enhancing the talent of US star Christian Pulisic, Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele, Bayern stars Lewandowski and Mats Hummels, Manchester City's Ilkay Gundogan, Arsenal's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Henrik Mkhitaryan. Over the last 2 seasons alone, Dortmund have received over €350 million in transfer fees. Now, in the 2018-19 season, with new manager Lucien Favre, Dortmund are yet to lose a game. Being first in the Bundesliga and the Champions League group, fans are dreaming that Lucien Favre might deliver a first league title since Klopp won back-to-back Bundesliga crowns in the 2010-11 and 2011-12 season. Moving on to culture. Dortmund's attendance in the league averages up to 80,000 plus, higher than 2 of the world's biggest football clubs, FC Barcelona and Manchester United. More than 50,000 fans are season ticket holders. A season ticket in the famous Yellow Wall costs a mere 180 to 190 euros. If the club upgraded the South Stand with permanent seats, luxury boxes and advertising, it could increase revenue by at least €5 million a year. In an interview, Chairman Hans-Joachim Watzke states, "We will never make seats, it's the tradition, the culture of a club, the Yellow Wall." Further looking at culture and the fans' power within the club, BVB are the face of German football culture, having standing cheap tickets and being controlled by their fans. They back the Bundesliga rule that its clubs must be controlled 50% plus one by their members. For Dortmund and its chairman Watzke, The 50+1 rule is the most important thing for maintaining Dortmund's culture, der echte Liebe. Carsten Kramer, Dortmund's Director of Sales and Marketing, tells ESPN in an interview that the best thing that can happen to us is a sold-out Signal Iduna Park, and it must be boiling. That is Borussia Dortmund, that is a unique selling point. That is what makes us so attractive abroad and at home. Football clubs, like every brand, distinguish themselves by telling a story, and Dortmund's is about the love between the fans and the club. Concluding to recommendations, Dortmund are the prime example of having a great culture. The club is renowned for their passionate fans, an electric ambience on game days, attracting many admirers and often being football fans' second favourite team. Moreover, having gone through a period of drought since 2012 and revamping their team, Dortmund are at the top of the Bundesliga and the Champions League group. Therefore, I can only recommend Dortmund to keep on doing what they are doing. Here are references for your information.